Hey Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon, and today I want to bring you an inner child reading. So, I have been called to go deeper and acknowledge, love, accept your inner child. And there's different ages of our inner child that we may be called to focus on. So, I want to pull some cards and I want to give us some journal prompts that are going to help us dig a little deeper to just get in touch with our inner child. See what they may be crying out for, what needs to be healed, just different things of that nature. So I just want to thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. And if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for finding my channel. And if you've been here for a while, thank you again for that too. I do truly appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. All right. So at the end, we'll get some messages from Spirit to help us on our inner child journeys. So we're going to get started with the Soul's Journey cards. This will just kind of help us tap into what lessons we're learning at this time, and then we will combine that with our inner child work. So Spirit. Oops, there's a bunch that came out already. All right, let's see what we have. We have patience. We have change. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So true. So I have been getting a lot of that in my readings lately. I just did one about keep on rolling and how a rolling stone gathers no moss. So change is inevitable. Expect the unexpected is what I'm hearing. And courage. All right, we'll start with those three. So courage, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, that is another tough one. And I guarantee that as a child, this was one of the toughest things to understand. And then bottom of the deck, we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. All right. So I am going to get some of the inner child cards to go with these. What do we have to go with? Patience. Patience, please, Spirit. Okay. Go on an adventure. Today is the day to try something daring. Okay, what else do we have, please? Today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. So we got two cards that say today is the day. So I'm getting that we need to stop procrastinating. Today is the day. Take that first step today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not when things are in a better place in your life. Today. That is the message. Today. All right, and then we've got write a letter. Write a letter to your inner child. Okay. Bottom of the deck, pull yourself close. Every part of your being is deserving of love. And I love this image because there's two people walking down this really beautiful corridor here. And it looks like you with your arm around your little inner self. I love it. Pull yourself close. Every part of your being is deserving of love. All right, and then we're gonna get, these are the healing spirits. We'll get one of each of these, and we'll go through these. All right, what do we have to go with this? Patience and adventure. Don't fear change, embrace it and grow. All right. True love can never really be lost. Okay. And a spiritual hug. Yep. That relates to me on the bottom one here. Pull yourself close. Now I know that also pertains to our ancestors hugging us I'll read all these, but a lot of it has to do with how are we adapting in our situations. If we feel lonely, are we asking our ancestors and spirit guides for a spiritual hug? That may be something that we need to do, especially if we're being called for courage on something. All right. Let's do some reading. We'll go ahead and start with this pile first. So we have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Go on an adventure. Today is the day to try something daring. And don't fear change. Embrace it and grow. All right, so let's start here. To go on an adventure is to awaken the explorer within. There is much joy to be had in adopting this spirit of exploration. Even for a day, as children, life was a remarkable journey into the unknown, and remembering that excitement can help bring our joyful inner child to the surface. If you pulled this card, then it might be time to try something new today. Practice living in the moment and do something spontaneous. It does not have to be a big something, only a new something. And don't worry if the details are not perfectly planned. Some of the best memories can be made when you least expect them. Go on an adventure, either big or small, and do not let apprehension keep you from exploring. Apprehension will fade, but the wonder that is to be found will surely not. If you have anxiety around this exercise, please do something that feels adventurous but not overwhelming, such as reading a new book or trying a new dish at your favorite restaurant. Be gentle with yourself and know that you will find your own beautiful, wonderful adventure that is just for you. Your journal prompt. What emotions does the idea of adventure bring up in you? Is it something that you believe you are capable of or will enjoy? How does your inner child feel about the idea of an adventure? Okay. Now, I want to talk about cell memory for a second. Because let's just say, and again, I know everybody's situations are a little different. Let's just say that as a kid, we had a secret spot in the woods or in your yard, in your house, wherever you could go to sort of tuck away and be yourself, do your thing, read, whatever it is you did in that secret spot. And it was exciting because it was just yours and you got to go do the thing that you wanted to do. It was also exciting because maybe, again, if it was a secret, you might get caught. Maybe somebody will find you in your secret spot. What I want you to focus on in this exercise is to go back and remember the feeling of going to that spot. And as you journal, think about now what adventure you could take yourself out on. Did you enjoy going for walks, specifically in the woods? Or around bodies of water? Did you like skipping rocks on the water? Did you like fishing? Did you like swimming? Did you like going to cold environments, to warm environments? Did you like to just go and people watch or animal watch? Or go and touch all of the plants that were in the surrounding areas? Now, I myself am all of those things. Those are the things that I enjoy now, especially, and did as a kid as well. I loved watching people. I loved watching animals. I loved nature. So I always enjoyed touching the leaves of things or the flowers or smelling them. Again, this can turn into a sensory exercise because cells have memory. And everything in your senses are also tied to memory. So if you can go back to a particular time that you could touch, feel, see, smell, taste, the things, hearing, that brought from this experience, that will help you connect with your inner child in going on the adventure. So again, mini golf is coming up for me. Some of you may have enjoyed doing it as a child. Maybe you haven't done it as an adult because you're like, I'm too old for that. Wash that thought out of your brain. Whatever it is that you think you're too old to do, okay? Think about where that's coming from. Is that you saying that, or is that someone else's voice in your head saying, you can't go do that. You're too old to do that. That's part of our journey of relearning who we are. Because we have oftentimes allowed other people's voices to get in our heads and sway our direction in life. So whatever adventure you go on, and again, the book did refer to anxiety. If it is too much for you to go do something that you did as a child, start small. If you feel safe in your own home, and that is your safe haven, start with a new book. Start with cooking with a new food you've never tried before, Watch a show you've never watched before or a movie you've never watched before. Start small. Nobody is saying you have to go out whitewater rafting if you've never done that in your life, because that can be scary, So take it easy on yourself. We're all growing and learning through this process. Have patience, okay? And trust that even if things feel like they're not progressing as quickly as you would like, that everything happens in divine timing and that growth can take time. Okay? So I am going to read on this one. So don't fear change, embrace it, and grow. Change is a large part of the human journey, and in order to grow, you have to know change at some point. The wise spirit sages and masters know that everything in the human world is impermanent, and they will therefore change. And because of this, they accept transformation. Watching life evolve over time has taught them that those who learn not to resist evolutionary changes will always survive, whereas those who struggle with them will not. It is because life is always changing that so many lessons can be learned here. Now is not the time to concern yourself with being right or wrong. It is time to change and adapt. Accept this and you will grow. You already know this in your heart. Okay? So some of the anxiety that may come with going on that adventure may spring from something from our childhood that caused us to feel that way. Maybe one time we went on some kind of adventure that didn't work out. And maybe a traumatic event occurred from it. And that is why we may have anxiety in going back and doing some of these things. So that's what your journal prompt would be about here. Focus on why you may feel anxious to go try something new, and dig deeper on that and figure that out, because only you can give yourself that answer. Now, you can go see a therapist if that is something that you wish to do, and they can help you work through some of these things, but ultimately they're not going to tell you what it is that caused that. They're going to have you go back to your childhood, think about traumatic experiences, and focus on that and heal that. Okay? Let's move over to this pile. So we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Change is the big picture here. So then we have today is the day. It's time to begin the journey. Let's see what that says. It can seem overwhelming when you look towards the finish line of a journey and you have not yet begun to see how long it will take to reach the end. But the finish line is not always where your attention belongs. It belongs in the space right in front of you. The journey begins with one step and continues with the next step and the next until one day you have arrived. If you have pulled this card, then it might be time to do what you have been putting off. Make a commitment to yourself to begin your journey. Though it may seem scary, know that beyond the horizon awaits something more wonderful than you can know in these present moments. No one is ever truly ready at their first steps. It is not perfection that we seek, but a life lived fully. How does it feel to start your new adventure today? Take some time to list all of the wonderful things that will come to you on this new journey. There is much to look forward to. All right. So again, going back to the anxiety. If there is something that is tripping you up about taking that first step, this is where we're being called now to have that courage, to face the fear with confidence. So whatever it is that you're being called towards, I just want to know, or I just want to let you know that it's going to keep calling, and it's going to get louder and more consistent until you answer. So true love can never really be lost. To love another is a wonderful thing. To be loved in return is the highest state of the human being can achieve. The ascended masters in the higher realms of the spirit world have known love beyond the human condition and remind us that love in the human form may be perceived as incredible bliss when you experience it or deep sorrow when you feel its absence. But when it has truly touched your life, it is forever, and neither time nor death can destroy it. Authentic love lives forever in your heart, not your head, and that is why it hurts when you fix your thoughts on love lost or otherwise. It's best to feel it in your heart, where it can be truly understood and experienced. Remember, the head was made to think. The heart was made to feel. Okay. All right, so this is reminding me of the Five of Cups. Some of us may be focusing more on what is lost or what we must leave behind with the change and the starting of something new than what's left still to work towards. So that is a good journal prompt for this. Why have I not started this journey yet? Why am I still dwelling in change or past situations and not focusing on moving forward and progressing and the growth that's going to come from it? All right. Now, love may be lost, but it is never truly gone. It's always in our hearts. And if we focus on that, we can feel it now and always. There's nothing truly lost. If it was yours, it will always be yours. And it's in there. You have to search for it. All right, let's move over to this courage card. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And then below that, we have write a letter. Write a letter to your inner child. Along this healing journey, it can be helpful to write letters to your inner child. Powerful emotions can be released. I just saw 1111. Can be released and expressed through letter writing, either to your inner child or as your inner child. If you have pulled this card, it's time to write a letter and listen to your intuition. If you are writing a letter to your inner child, take time today to cherish who you were as a child. Before you begin your letter, write down all of the beautiful things about who you were then. If this is a hard practice for you, write down objective things that are beautiful about all children, like laughter and playfulness. Once you have done this, write a letter to your inner child, telling them just how much you love them, how much you cherish them, and how much you adore them. If there are specific things that your inner child needs to hear, like that they are worthy or special or forgiven, now is the time to tell them so. If you are writing a letter as your inner child, take time to remember what it felt like to be a child. reflect on the memories that you have and give your inner child the permission that they need to speak. Once you are ready, write down what needs to come forth. There might be certain people that your inner child wishes to write to, including your present self. It is good to practice non-judgment and acceptance as your inner child speaks. There might be surprising or unwanted statements that come up through this process. But know that these statements are in no way a reflection of your worth or the worth of others in your life. This is just the process of healing. Once you have finished writing your letter, it can be quite cathartic, particularly if your letter is heavy or includes sad elements. To burn it in a releasing ritual. To practice the releasing ritual, first set your intention to let go of what once was and invite love and forgiveness in. Then burn your letter. Be sure to only burn paper and to do so safely. You can also place your letter in a sacred or secret place for safekeeping. Your journal prompt. How does your inner child feel after receiving or writing this letter? Do they feel seen and known? All right, so that's the purpose of this exercise. Writing the letter can be very cathartic. I'm glad they used that word. Cathartic means just an emotional release, like it feels amazing to just let it go. Sometimes talking about it can be that. But here's the tricky thing with talking about it. We don't want to talk about this kind of stuff with certain individuals. Because again, we don't want to perpetuate things. We don't want them to think certain ways because they're going to take it, spin it, who knows what happens with it. So do it only with trusted sources if you're going to talk about it. So that means, a therapist who's basically sworn to secrecy. I'm not going to tell anybody your information that you're telling me right now. Writing a letter is another way to get it off your chest, okay? And sometimes I have found that in journaling, that can be cathartic in itself because you are possibly crying while you're writing these things because your emotions are coming back. And it feels good to feel them in that moment and then release them. I no longer have any use for this. I don't want to hang on to it anymore. I release it. Okay? And that comes from this courage and finding the strength to face the fear with confidence. So again, as a child, there may have been some fear that arose in a situation in your life. And maybe back then you couldn't find that courage. You couldn't find that confidence or that inner strength to face the fear. But now that you're more mature, more evolved, you can muster up this courage. And even if it isn't there yet, the more you practice this, the better and easier that it will become. All right, let's read on this spiritual hug. I love spiritual hugs. They feel amazing. Too much of one thing and not enough of another. People pulling at you and constantly wanting something from you. This type of experience will leave you feeling depleted and in need of balance. This is the time to sit in quiet meditation and ask your spirit guide if you may have a spiritual hug. Just one spiritual hug will recharge your battery and fill you with renewed strength to take back into your life. Your guide is there for you even when you feel that others are not. Remember, they aren't only there to push you forward, but also to hold you when you need it. That's beautiful. So, if you need the strength to go back and give your inner child a spiritual hug, call upon your guides, your ancestors, spirit, ascended masters, guardian angels, archangels, gods, goddesses, whoever you call upon, to give you a spiritual hug now. Say, hey, I'm trying my best here. It's hard. Can I have a spiritual hug? And you will instantly feel the warmth, the love, the light wrapping around you, calming you, loving you, protecting you. And that might just be enough that you needed in that moment to be the strong pillar of courage to go back and help your inner child. Lean on your guides. They're here to help you and assist you and make sure that you are getting through this. They're not just trying to push you forward. They want to help you in any way that you need. And if that means stopping and saying, I can't do this right now, I just need a hug, ask. It's yours. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's see if we can get some messages from Spirit to help us move forward. You are feeling somewhat confused by the events that are unfolding around you and the various seemingly contradictory information that is coming your way. Trust your instincts and do what they are telling you to do, and you will learn a lot about yourself and the direction that you want your life to take. Let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself, your hard work, and your decisions? Have patience, stop overthinking, and keep watering your seeds. If you are noticing changes within yourself, it's because you are leaving the old version of yourself behind. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending and new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. I'm going to say it again. You deserve this new chapter. If your mindset is fixed, try to free yourself from that and rise above it. Don't place limitations on what you think you can achieve. Don't stand in your own way. Allow yourself to flourish in all ways. Welcome abundance in all forms into your life. Slow down and take your time. There is no need to rush everything. You are already doing your part. Trust that what belongs in your life is already making its way towards you in divine timing. All right, we got divine timing twice here now. Perhaps you are reminded all too often just how quickly the phases in your life can shift, one change after another. You are learning to adapt and grow. Be kind and gentle with yourself. Yep. Like you could even think of yourself as your inner child. How would you treat a child going through something like what you're going through right now? Okay? Would you be mean towards the child? Would you talk unkindly towards the child? Like they don't understand what's going on. So your best bet is to treat your growth as kind and gentle as you can. There's that saying, treat it with kid gloves. That means children are very impressionable. They can become easily fearful of situations. Okay? So that's all you're being called to do during this. Treat yourself the way you needed to be treated when you were a kid. Learn to ride the waves of life. When faced with difficult times, you can either fight against the current or go with it. So ask yourself, what is to be gained by depleting your energy and fighting against it? Don't do that to yourself. Oh, okay. That's a whole bunch. Let me grab those. All right. We have trust the wait. You are being prepared for your blessings. In order to receive, you have to be ready to receive. Things you are going through now are not random. Trust the flow of the universe. So that's 2 cards there that say go with the flow. Keep moving forward even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path that you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow the most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. All right. So there it is. That is your reading for today. And if any of you have not started journaling yet, you haven't taken that first step, maybe out of fear, today is the day to start. That message came out twice. Today. So whatever it is that you were waiting for to start, that's your ego stepping in and saying, well, you're not ready yet. We're not going to start yet. Trust yourself. Start today. So whatever it is that you're hesitant on taking that step towards, that's the fear talking. So journal about your inner child. Write a letter to or from your inner child. Go on some kind of adventure, something new that you haven't done before. Even if it's just going for a walk in a place you've never been before. Go find a park. Oh, there's a path over there. I'll go do that. Again, everybody's a little different. I just love nature. So for me, it's about going outside. I can hermit an awful lot and get stuck in my house, and I often get called outside. Hey, you just need to go outside. You just need to go for that walk. You just need to go to this place. Like, I am called. And all of it comes in the trust and whether you listen to that inner calling or ignore it. And again, if you continue to ignore it, it's going to get louder and it's going to get more consistent. So you will not be able to ignore it forever. All right. I just want to thank you all so much for coming here. I do truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. Make sure you fill your own cup up with love before you fill someone else's. Go within so you never go without. Keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light, here to help guide you through the darkness. And I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Okay? Just remember to treat yourself with gentle kindness. And if you cannot find the courage, inner strength, and confidence to take that first step, call on your spirit guides and ask for that spiritual hug. Do it as many times as you need to. All right, everybody. Thank you again, and take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.